going to show here now is the assembly of a FootPro grinding attachment. This is a 36-inch grinding attachment that we're shown here on the table. We also have the 48-inch grinding attachments. It's 2x48. This is a 2x36. Here are the parts that come in the kit. You have your contact wheel. That's an 8-inch contact wheel. You'll have your attachment with the body and the guards. And you have your belt that comes in. This is your idler wheel. You also get a tensioning arm for the belt. There are 3/8 of an inch bolts to attach the unit to the grinder. We also need a 3/8 inch socket wrench, a 15/16 wrench, and a 7/16 wrench. And that's all the tools you're going to need. First thing that you need to do, this is how the unit comes out of the box, a Balder grinder, half force. We remove the nut, and we remove also the flanges. If this was not the Balder unit, you would need a unit that has at least 2.5 inches of shaft length to be able to mount this unit on. First thing is to mount the attachment body to the shaft. And there are several angles that you can mount this on, so that depends on your preference. So it could be any of these angles here. First we insert the bolts carefully and in a star pattern. There you go. Now with the socket wrench, you want to tighten the unit up. I'm just going to bring the bolts in and not tighten all the way, because you have to make sure before you do the final torquing of the bolts that the body of the attachment is not rubbing against the collar or the shaft or seizing the shaft. So it's important before you give your final torque that you don't have any contact points between the body and the shaft itself. That will create heat points and possibly can seize the unit and burn your motor. Do another spin. I don't hear anything. It looks like it's all good. Next step, you insert the internal flange with the flat face facing out. Place it over the roll pin. Make sure the flange is against the collar. Next step now is to insert or to slide on your contact wheel, and you will notice that it has a sticker that says this face out. The contact wheel has different hub thickness from one side to the next. So the thick hub goes to the inside against your flange. Now you put the outside flange on, and finally your nut. You will torque it up with the 15/16 wrench. Make sure it's tight. Next step now, we have to put the belt tensioning arm onto the unit. And that's the arm. We just screw it on here, and you can bottom it out and then get the counter nut on and tighten it with the 7/16 wrench. At this point, you're ready to put the belt on. Slide the belt on the contact wheel. Make sure the belt goes over the grinding plate. Bring the lever down and slide the belt over the idler wheel. At this point, we're ready to fire up the unit. We spin it. There's no noise. Everything seems to run freely. So we'll fire it up. We have power here. And we want to watch how the belt is tracking, if it's covering the wheel. For any reason, if it's not tracking properly, you can release the counter nut with your 7/16 wrench, and you can tighten it or loosen it, and that will bring the belt either in or out. As you can see now, the belt is in. I'll bring it out. And if it's covering the entire wheel, you're good to go. We will tighten the nut up, and you're ready to grind. One point we want to mention is that the tracking instructions are here mounted right on the guard, describing what you need to do to make the belt track accordingly. You want to track the belt when the unit is powered on. There's no sense in trying to track the belt with the static unit or just spinning it by hand. Sometimes the belt, when you're spinning by hand, tracks off, but if you power it up, it should track on again. There's an Allen wrench that comes with the unit, and this Allen wrench is used in case you want to give the belt more tension. So you just insert the Allen wrench onto the belt tensioning device assembly. You release the nut, and then you can, by moving the wheel and the idler wheel with the lever in opposite direction, you can increase or decrease the tension of the belt. The belt tensioner comes adjusted from factory, so normally there's no need for this. But it may happen with time where the spring starts wearing out some, that you may have to increase the tension of the belt.